That Sophie had fallen in love with Hart was as natural as it was surprising. On the one hand, Agatha couldn't believe it had happened, and on the other, she couldn't fathom it not happening, even after Sophie had rejected the possibility time and time again. Around Hart, Sophie was the Sophiest of all, and the Hart the hardest, each the deepest version of themselves, paired to each other with no shame or fear or regret, and isn't that what love is? The magical force that makes you more you. The way Agatha made tattoos more tattoos, and tattoos made Agatha more Agatha. Sophie had tried to find another equation for love. All the boys she loved before were gorgeous, or edgy, or mystical, but they held her back or pushed her towards something she didn't want or couldn't be. Hart loved Sophie as herself, as any boy who could love at the real Sophie in all her incarnations was the only prince deserving of her love. It just took Hart dying for Sophie to see it. Tears stung Agatha's eyes. Is this how the story would end? Sophie stripped of her ever after, and Agatha opted for her own. Two friends alone again, love found or lost. For a moment, Agatha felt like they returned to Gothavden. She and Sophie put through streets of ordinary, tulip-lined cottages. Then she saw the house with the hole in the roof. Atop the two-level, pale yellow home, the blue tiles had been blown open. Guards stationed around this quarter, armed with crossbows, pointed at Thaddeus as he approached. Down on the ground, a thick wing of guards roared off the house, the strongest soldiers, good and evil, an elite force protecting the third test. Agatha could hardly see Thaddeus anymore, the guards closing in on him from all sides before the prince stopped in front of the house. Japan followed his horse. Thaddeus waited for him as if they were friends. Watching them were two boys in school uniforms standing on the porch in front of an open door. Both wore landpins, one older, about 18, who looked a bit like Chadwick, the other boy ash blonde, no more than 8 or 9 years of age. In the doorway waited a woman in rose-pink robes, who had Grisella Grimling's tan skin and sharp drawn face. It was here that Lady Grimling must have left her son to be wasted by his aunt, where Arthur would never learn of his existence. Why Grisella hid Arthur's true hire from him, they'd never known for sure. But Agatha suspected it was so the story of Arthur and Grisella would end on that fateful night they spent together in Surrey Forest. For Grisella, that was their ever after. Their secrets to keep forever. Anything born of their secrets had to be hidden, not just to protect Arthur and Camelot, but to give the child a fresh start, a new life, away from the tangled web of its parents. Japheth dismounted. He left his sword behind and joined the Theseus on the patch of grass in front of the house. The prince nodded, sitting way to his rifle. Silently, the heraldry played out. Japheth made his way to the porch, the two Grimling boys bowing to him. At the door, Japheth didn't enter, but instead signaled to the crowd, drawing forth the leaders of the Kingdom Council, King Dutra of Rosewood, Empress Fasila of Pussy, the Maharani of Mahadaiva, the Wolf King of Bloodbrook, and dozens more, who would all bear witness to the test, each gliding into the house one by one until the parade of warriors was done. Japheth waited by the door and nodded at Theseus. Theseus moved to join him, the Grimling boys giving him cold girdles, which the prince solemnly endured. From the porch, Theseus glanced back at the train of prisoners, signaling to the guards at their flanks that he wanted them as his witnesses. The soldiers all looked to Japheth, who made no objection. Guards shouldered their weapons and stood down. At the front of the line, Fess and Raven pulled the train forward, drawing Theseus' friends into the house, past the prince and Japheth, who watched them enter, 4th years, 1st years, followed by Merlin, then the witches towing Agatha and Sophie last. As Agatha jerked onto the porch, she stared urgently at Theseus, but he wasn't looking at her, his eyes on his own cloth-covered chest, where Agatha had wrapped her hands only a short while ago. Was this the last time they'd be too close to each other? Why couldn't he look at her? Was he afraid? Was he regretting his deal? Overwhelmed with feelings, Agatha spun to the snake, cutting him with a glare of fire and pain, but it was too late, the train already dragging her inside.